You are all wrong about everything. But hold up, don't attack me just yet, because so am I. The worst thing I was forced to do when I was a kid when I got sick was taking pills. I just couldn't swallow them. So sometimes I had to throw them under the bed and pretended as if I took the pills when I actually didn't. Now, I realized, although I hate to admit it, that taking pills did make me feel better. When I actually did take them, that is. So similarly, I am here to talk about one hard pill to swallow. This pill will be very hard for you to take in, but once you do, you will have a much better understanding of who you are. But first, let me be brutally honest. We're not perfect. In fact, if Earth were here, then perfection would be all the way over there. In that little box. That little box is the furthest known galaxy. Yup, that far. So, we're not perfect. Our world is not perfect. And to make things worse, we're also always wrong. If I talk about all the things that we're wrong about, it would take more time than the time it takes for the waiter to bring your food when you're hungry. And that's a long time. That is why I will only be talking about one concept, which is the fact that we are wrong about being wrong. Before I begin, I have a confession to make. When I was a kid, my mom used to make cheese sandwiches for me. Kind of like this one, except it didn't taste nor look as good. But they were cheese sandwiches after all, so you'd expect me to feel like this. Instead, I felt like that. And me being the angel that I am, I didn't want to break my mom's heart and tell her, "Mom, your sandwiches suck." No, who would do that? So instead, I worked very hard, very committed in what I do, which was finding good places to hide the sandwiches in. I hid them inside the bag, behind the books, where no one would find them. I hid them under the bed, which is my favorite hiding spot in case you didn't notice yet. And I hid them inside the car, where no one even thought about looking in. Literally anywhere, except throwing them in the garbage, because I knew my mom would find out if I did throw them in the garbage. Throughout the whole process of doing this, I never once doubted myself. I never once thought that I was wrong. I always thought that I was right. In fact, I thought I was a genius. I mean, come on. I didn't have to break my mom's heart. And most importantly, I didn't have to eat those sandwiches. So it was a win-win. Up until the day my mom found out. And let's just say it was not pretty. That day, however, she made sure I understand that what I did was wrong, and it was a waste of food, which I regret until this day. So this was just one example out of many in which I thought I was right, but I was wrong. So let's see more examples in the normal part of my childhood when I used to think, what if I was kidnapped by aliens and my parents are searching for me? I thought that if I ate a watermelon seed, it would grow in my stomach. I thought that if I ate a lot of carrot, I'd be able to see in the dark. Thanks, Mom. I thought that my teddy bears would come to life when I'm not looking, which kept me from sleeping most of the times. As a teenager, I thought that common sense was common, but unfortunately, it is not. I thought that it was not okay for you to be afraid, but I learned that the true meaning of bravery is you being afraid, but taking actions and going on even so. I thought that vulnerability is weakness. But I learned that in vulnerability there is strength. Every step of the way, I thought I was right. The whole time. Who would have thought that I was wrong? Besides my parents, my siblings, my teachers, and just about everyone except for me. I am starting to realize, though, that I am less and less right and more wrong. Wait, what am I saying? No, you're wrong, I'm right. Is something a person in the middle of an argument who realizes that he is wrong would say. In fact, we are so hooked onto being right that the 4 most common used words are, I told you so. Being wrong is always seen as a negative thing. Something everyone tries to avoid, but eventually fails to do so because we're humans and we're never right. Scientists themselves come up with theories, and then a bunch of new scientists come and prove them wrong. I wouldn't be even surprised if one of us could prove Einstein or Newton wrong in the future and become the new ever-hated scientist by students. Laws themselves are checked and re-evaluated every once in a while. Our world, as I said before, is far from perfect. Very far. Like really far. Not being perfect doesn't make it bad. The same way you being wrong doesn't make you dumb or uneducated. Even when you do end up being wrong in an argument, I can assure you, you are dead wrong, because nobody is right 100%. You are only less wrong when you are right. You are only less wrong when you are right. A famous author named Catherine Schultz, or Skulls, I might be wrong, said, and I quote, "It is ultimately wrongness, not rightness, that can teach us who we are." Being wrong means there's room for improvement and learning. In other words, if you say that you are right the whole time, then that means you are depriving and limiting yourself from the ability to improve. On the other hand, when you say that you are wrong, then there is no limit to the amount of improvement that you can achieve. If we try so hard to avoid mistakes, that means we will not let ourselves be open to the information we need to do better, to be better. So those who are not yet ready to admit that they are wrong are those who are not yet ready to improve in life. I am wrong about everything. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, and I can do this all day, but most importantly, I can finally say this. It's probably the first and last time I'm allowed to do this, so I'll just go for it. Mom, Dad, you are both so wrong. Everyone is wrong. Admit it, accept it, and embrace it. And then ask yourselves, what would it mean if I'm wrong? It's a scary question to ask, but just do it anyways. Question your values and your thoughts. Have the ability to question different beliefs without necessarily adapting them. And since we're wrong about everything just about all the time, don't be so hard on yourself. The next time you're sitting in a classroom and the teacher asks a question that you know the answer to, but you're not sure if your answer is right or wrong, then raise your hands anyway. Do it. Being right feels absolutely amazing. I cannot lie to you. But it's boring. Being wrong is better. It means learning. It means growth. It means adventure. Lastly, whenever you think that you are right and your ego is winning, tell yourself, hey, chill little buddy, I'm wrong. I am Jana, Batiya, and this was One Hard Pill to Swallow. Thank you for listening.